Okay, so you've made your LinkedIn page for your company, and you made your Facebook page for your company, and you made your Twitter page for your company, and you made your Instagram page for your company, and nobody is following you. What to do about that? That is today's question. My name is Chris Hargraves. This is Digital Marketing Mastery for Lawyers, and you can find more of this sort of thing at digitalmarketingforlawyers.com. And we are talking briefly today about this whole difficulty of building a social media following for a brand. Now, topic for another day and not for today is whether or not that is the best and highest use of your time, or whether some form of personal connection is required. But let's assume for the moment that your desire, your goal, is to take your brand pages, your brand identity, and to build a following of that identity. Let's also assume for the moment that you don't want to funnel thousands upon thousands of dollars into advertising in order to achieve that. So you want to do it maybe semi-organically, which inevitably means you're accepting it's going to take a little bit longer than it would if you were to pay Facebook a small fortune to bring relevant people to your brand, or at the very least, for those that aren't made up or fictitious, to put your brand in front of certain people that you identify. So you want to do it organically. And I think the principal question you want to ask that I want to deal with today is, why should they follow you? Or why should they follow your brand? What exactly do you have to offer them that they will get because they click the like button or the follow button or the whatever button it's going to be, depending on what platform you are using at the time? And this, I think, is something not a lot of law firms ask when it comes to their branding, which is, hang on, we know we want people to follow us, but if we were those people, why would we choose to follow us? Would we choose to follow us? That's a challenging question. If you were you and you were interested in what your firm had to offer in some way, would you actually bother even following that firm on social media? And so there are various ways to address this. Of course, you could use some form of incentive. Follow us on Facebook, refer us to 5 of your friends, and we'll send you a gift certificate for a packet of gum or something like that. That's not generally too acceptable to law firms to sort of bribe people in that way. And I think really what you need to look at is, why are people on these various social media networks, and what do they hope to get by following you? Sometimes simply building brand awareness will inevitably result in an influx of followers. Sometimes you need to maybe look a little bit outside the box and do something perhaps funny, or to confound the expectations that everyone has. And I've dealt with this in other areas and different forums, but if you look and feel and sound and seem exactly like the other 4,000 law firms that are operating in your space, and you're hoping that someone, for some reason, will pick your firm to follow on social media, I think that perhaps you have unrealistic expectations, unless it's people who are already engaged with your brand in some way. They know you, they're related to you, they know someone who works there, they have that degree of connection to your brand absent the things that you are doing on that page. So you have those warm connections who you can certainly encourage just on a case-by-case basis, saying, hey, we've got this LinkedIn page, how about you follow us for cool news and stuff? But then you've got cold people. They just see your brand come up because someone likes one of your posts or comments on one of your posts if you're lucky. And will they follow you? The answer is dependent upon what they see if they check into your brand. If they see something unexpected, if they see something confounding, if they see something personable and relevant and related to them, you've got a much higher chance of them following you on social media. But really you need to come back to that question, which is, why should they? And if you can't answer that, if you can't figure out what you have to offer them that in any way should make them take their valuable time and their valuable attention and apply it to your brand, then you need to go back to the drawing board and think, okay, what is our strategy to actually build ourselves some sort of corporate persona which is attractive to people that they want to follow, what that they will get something out of doing that other than just the scholarly articles that we put out on a regular basis. Try and answer that question as best you can, and then try and produce content for each of the various platforms. And I've spoken about micro content before, so you need to be platform by platform friendly here. Try and develop content that aligns with that. If you're going to be sort of the friendly, approachable expert, then produce content that demonstrates that. If you're going to be a little bit funny or a little bit quirky or extra serious or extra professional or extra hard-hitting or whatever it is, then be that and make sure those things align with the why question that you had to ask a little bit earlier. The one thing I will say this, if your why is we are expert professionals and extra bland, do not expect to receive a great deal of attention on social media platforms. You might be excellent lawyers and that is fine, but even if you look at your own social media habits, do you follow the most boring brands you can find? I'm guessing probably not, unless they have something amazing to offer you as a consequence of that. So think about why people should follow you and then build your social media use around that, and you should see greater results over time. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit like. Comment if you have a question, or just hit me up on the contact form on the website or wherever it is you want to find me. But don't forget liking, subscribing, and all those things do make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. So I look forward to seeing you through the other side of the camera lens in the next episode.